What's going on, guys? Welcome to Let's Talk About It. I'm here with Mike and I'm here with Ryan from the Property Brothers-in-Laws, the dynamic duo in real estate. So let's talk about it, guys.
Awesome. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, I
man,
appreciate it. So Mike, tell me a little bit about who you are and what's going on in real estate today.
Awesome. Well, my name's Michael Redden. I'm a realtor in Northern New Jersey. I've actually only had my license for around 5 years now. I used to be an elementary school teacher, and then I met Ryan because I started dating his sister. He was in real estate. No, actually, when I met him, he wasn't. He got his real estate license, and he started doing pretty well.
Right.
And I had a little bit of FOMO. I wanted to make the kind of money he was making and have the freedom that he was telling me all about. So he convinced me to get my license, and then I joined him and the brokerage, and it's been the rest is history. We've been working together ever since and having a blast doing it.
Oh, so when he came in front of your house with the Lamborghini, he was like, I'm doing this.
Yeah, exactly. And I was in my Nissan
Ford
Altima.
Fusion.
What's on the Nissan?
Yeah,
It's like,
exactly.
yo, I see what Mike has. Yo, man, I got to step my game up. So Mike, Ryan, how did you get into it, man?
Well, I'll clarify. I drive a Ford Fusion. It's a hybrid. So no Lamborghini. But actually, my mom got into real estate first.
Right.
And I was stuck in a corporate job. And I was like, I always say this, the corporate cancer. Like, I'd be working, then all of a sudden I'd be like, wait a minute, what are we doing here? Like, we got to get out of here. It's like
Right.
prison, but we can leave and come back when we want. And then she got into that, and I'm like, oh, that's something I would really like, because I hated selling people. You're basically facilitating a deal for something that they want.
Right.
You know, they're asking you for it. So it made that a little bit easier. So then I got my license, kind of maneuvered, working the system almost of like getting the income from there, doing real estate on the side, until eventually I had to take the leap and jumped in full steam, and had a rough first year.
Right.
And we also just got married. We had a house, a baby on the way, and then just kept at it and
Wow. So
tried to rope Mike in.
hey, so to my point, how did Property Brothers-in-Law come about? Like,
Yeah, you always do better explaining that.
Well, you do, but imagine I'm like, oh, no, you do. No,
they're going at it already. I love
Well,
that.
we
Can't
both-
make this stuff up.
I mean, I always was into acting and comedy.
Right.
I did some community theater, and I liked just, performing, and Ryan did as well, from what I heard from his sister. So we were always like, immediately when we met, we got along real well, and we were always cracking jokes and like, imagine if this, and just funny. It was always a bunch of laughs when the family got together. And then when we were in the office, I had my license. I was starting out. I didn't even know what I was doing. I was just listening to him talk on the phone, and I was just at the office like pretending I was working. I didn't know what I was doing, but
Right.
We were on Snapchat. It's just me, Ryan, and his two sisters. And my wife said to Ryan, you could tell him because she called you and told you to do it.
Yeah, she just texted me like one of the days he came in. She's like, film you, or no, just ask Mike to get you a cup of coffee.
Right.
And I'm like, no, that's like can I curse?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Go ahead.
That's like a dick move. And like, I'm trying to, I'm not any better than him. I'm just trying to
Right.
bring him in. I go, you know what? Let's film it, Mike. And then I told him, and it just turned into a skit. Like I asked him to get me coffee, and then he was like taken back. And then we just had that stare down back and forth the camera. And that was the first idea. We sent it to her.
Right.
And then we posted it, I think.
Yeah,
and we got
posted it.
some laughs on it. And then all of a sudden that was
It
like,
just took off.
yeah, then we were like, oh, we should do this tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then we should do this. And then
The energy just came from what you guys were doing on these
Yeah.
comical skits, and you was like, "Yo, I'm on it. Like, this is
Yeah.
working. We got 2 likes.
We literally
Four
got,
likes. We getting 6 likes. We getting 12 likes. Yo,
your
let's go.
aunt
Let's
and
go.
my
Let's go.
mom.
yeah, it was like our families were liking it. People were probably talking behind our backs.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe they still do, but
Yeah.
It's
it
all
just
good.
kind of organically just built. We were excited. We got ideas that would make us laugh, and it was just like fun to film and create our own little show. I don't know what to call it now, but it was just like a fun thing that kind of just that
It took
snowballed.
off. It's
Yeah.
funny now. Like, now that you guys look at it, right? I've watched some of the things that you did at YouTube prior to the whole Instagram thing, and how much you guys have graduated with the comical stuff with the skits. It's so
thanks.
different now, and like obviously the quality is different, right? You guys had like the the iPhone 3 when you're probably doing it.
Probably. Yeah.
Now we
Versus
still
today-
use the iPhone, but it's the 13.
The 13,
Yeah.
right? It has, you see the
Difference.
lens difference. You're like, Mike is not blurry. Ryan is not that blurry.
Yeah, that's
you
true.
can actually see this. You can see that. So it's kind of cool to see how you guys have graduated from that part to where you guys are today, right? And it's so contagious. Like I'm telling you, Ryan Serhant called you guys, right? How was that experience going into the Serhant office and showing
was
off
fun.
your skills,
Yeah,
right?
that was cool.
Yeah, I forget exactly how it happened. He was launching Sellit.com, and they
Right.
wanted to work with real estate influencers or people that were in that arena, and they reached out. But I feel like they wanted us to do just like a separate video. Ryan was like, "Well, maybe we could fill with Ryan Serhant," and they were like, "Yeah, actually, he may be into that because he was an actor."
Right.
And
the finger thing, right?
I think so. Yeah, it was a hand model.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
But we met with them, and that was a fun day. We filmed in New York, and he's awesome. He's a good dude, and that was a fun time to get to collaborate with him.
But we had to sell him on the idea, right?
Yes.
Because she was like, well, it depends. Send us what you want to do. And then
Right.
we both came up with, let's beat him at a listing appointment with his own tactics.
with his own words.
Yeah,
And he was
I
like,
saw
yeah,
that.
that's great.
No,
We'll
Yeah.
do it.
So was it the words or the wigs?
With the wigs we brought, yeah, because he has that iconic
Right,
gray
right,
hair,
gray hair,
and it
right,
just
right,
was
right.
something that we should have thrown
He
in.
was cool though. He was open to whatever. He let us run the whole thing. We told him what to say, and then he like improvised and stuff. But
Yeah,
that was fun.
Yeah, I can only imagine, man. Like the whole energy, like of him being there, because at times he is theatrical, right?
Yes.
Obviously, you have to be in order to get the attention he has today, right?
For sure.
But on a serious note, he does know what he's doing.
Oh,
For
So
sure.
I mean,
Yeah.
you got to give him props for that. So he does have those skills, and those are not easy. To say that you guys are doing the same thing, I gotta give you props right here. Giving you the flowers now. It's not easy to come up with these kind of conversations comically and then say, okay, at the same time, we gotta provide for our family, right? We do real estate at the end of the day.
Yep, of
real
course.
estate is the core. Comedy is attention to what we do when it comes to real estate. So
Exactly.
I got to give you guys the flowers now. This is not easy because I always feel like a real comedian, you have to be smart. I mean, you just have to understand where someone is coming with that and have that thought and be like, oh, yeah, it happened, and then laugh, right?
Yeah.
So kudos to what you guys are doing and how you guys are making that transformation to the skits, especially the one that you did recently. What was it? Wait, it's coming to me.
The pharma ad?
No,
Oh, okay.
The
Real
buyer-
Estasia. The
Oh,
one you
yeah,
got
that was-
today.
yeah,
the
yeah,
one
yeah.
you did today.
Yeah.
So obviously we know where you got that concept from, but I'll let you guys share that and tell us, how did you come up with that and say, you know what, we're going to talk about this, because truth be told, real estate has been in a recession for 2 years,
Yeah.
right? I mean,
Has-
I just said
That
yeah.
shows you how much I know about
right.
real
but
estate.
clearly, we've seen the numbers of how things are shifting back and forth, right? Today, numbers are better today with people putting the house on the market. But 2 years ago, because we had a low interest rate environment, not that much movement was
Oh, yeah.
happening.
Right.
So for those who are in this profession, we were really feeling it, right? We're not making the same amount of money. And then when I saw what you guys did with Real Estasia, it kind of reminded me like, yo, if you was going through that, yeah, this is what you need to be taking right now. So can you talk about that? How did you come up with that concept of Real Estasia, man? That's dope.
I mean, a lot of our inspiration comes from like random things we've
Right.
seen that are unrelated to real estate, and then we just send them to each other and we tweak them.
Okay.
But that's always been like in my mind, funny where people, the pharmaceutical ads in general are insane, where they talk
Yeah,
about
they
these
are.
horrible things and people are like just walking around in a park.
Yeah.
It makes no sense. So we always find that kind of stuff funny. So we're
Yeah.
like, oh, just tweak it to real estate.
Okay.
And then we started snowballing from there.
I mean, yes, that's true, because they always say like some side effects could be, and they say all these horrible things, but then
Yes,
there's
they
like
do.
two people dancing or taking like cooking class, and it's like,
Yeah.
Right.
But just in general, like coming up with concepts, things that we think are funny, we kind of allow each other freedom to come up with the idea. It's like, listen, you got to trust me on this. This is going to be funny. I know it. And then he always is game for what my idea is, so I have to always kind of reciprocate.
Yeah, we just call whoever's idea it is gets the ultimate say. You know, like if we'll go back and forth,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I like that, and then if we disagree, then the guy who came up with the idea gets the final, and that's
Yeah.
kind of how we do it.
Gotta love it.
It works.
I hear it. So what would you guys say for someone who's coming into real estate today? How would you have those conversations with someone or a team?
You want to go first?
No, I was going to go, do not come.
Yeah. No.
I saw that
Do not
skate, and I
come.
was like, that's why I said I wanted to ask that question.
Yeah.
Like, stay away. Don't do this to yourself.
Yeah.
It's crazy out here.
I mean, I can only speak from my experience. It's been a very, I think there's ups and downs. It's a roller coaster ride. I don't regret it at all. It's added a lot of joy and excitement into my life, into, our family. Like, my wife's a realtor. Ryan's a realtor. His mother, our best friend, is part of our team. So we have like a really family dynamic at our office every day. We're always, helping each other and bouncing ideas off each other. But if someone were to join today, I mean, I don't know. The way I got in, I feel like if I were to jump in today, I would have probably done it as like keep your day job, but at least build your business, put the word out there. Like I left my job and jumped in, and I didn't have any income for around 8 months.
Right.
So that was stressful, but we were just engaged. Like we didn't have kids yet. So I kind of had the freedom to just focus on it.
Right.
But if it depends where you are at, but it could be great. You have to learn, you have to network, you have to know your market, you have to understand the process. But if you love real estate and it's exciting to you, it could be a really great career.
That's good.
Yeah. No, I everything Mike said, 100%. Just know that it's not what all the shows make it look to be right off the bat. It could be, but a lot of people get into it and they think they're going to just be having lunch, and then sell
Making
a couple
$300K
$5 million
yeah.
deals, and that will can and will happen, but you got to stick with it and really dive in.
Well, technically, I mean, to be honest, right? Given the fact that anyone can do whatever they want to do and put it on social media and that can grab attention, but ultimately, if they're not reflecting on the closings or conversations or community building, they're pretty much it's what it is, right? It's just a show. At the end of the day, we're not doing this for free. So that's why I always feel like someone coming into this, you really have to deep dive and understand, does this make sense for me and my family? Or
right.
if you don't have a family, for you, right? Because the income it's what it is, right? You're doing it because you want to grow your platform, but at the same time, make some money. Let's call it what it is, right? That's why we do what we do, right?
Yeah.
And you want to have fun making money. So that's why I feel like, these type of questions are very serious because it's what it is. And given the fact that the real estate market has changed a little bit, given with the whole new NAR element, right? Now you have to be like more like, this is what I'm going to provide for you. Do you want to take this next step with me to make sure you get the house you're looking for?
Yep.
I say to say all that, how you guys are dealing with that, the new changes in real estate today?
Lackadaisical.
That's a good word, okay?
No, I mean, Mike will tell you, I'm always just like,
Go with it.
stay focused and just keep working. And then all the other crap that has to go along with that, you'll do. Some people like lost their shit and thought the whole thing was going to collapse.
Real estate.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm explaining this right, but I never really got worried about it because I go, well, we'll always figure it out. So that's just a little hiccup, but just keep getting new clients and keep selling homes and keep doing what you're doing and providing value. And then you got to make them sign an agreement. They'll sign it, no problem.
Right.
If you start freaking out about the agreement and changing up how you approach people, and it could feel like it just kills your game, and then you're going to blame it on this new law, which, by the way, is completely ridiculous and makes things even more confusing. So it doesn't help at all. That's my opinion.
That's your opinion. Okay.
I think they just messed with something that was fine. The seller says we're paying X to you and Y to them, and that's that. Now we got to go, well, what are they paying? And then hope that they're telling us the truth, and then tell the buyer, you have to pay us this. If they don't, it just ass backwards. I think.
Yeah, some would make the case, but I'll push back a little bit on it just because of the fact, because in the mortgage industry, we had to go through some changes, right? We saw the housing crisis happen, right? We had some who are just selling folks things that didn't make any sense and there was no value at the end of it, right? Sure. Now, some from small communities in the United States felt like they were not getting their fair value or they were being taken advantage of. I think today, yes, there's some hiccups with what's going on because of how they just poured it out to everyone. It was like, someone's getting sued. This is happening by first week of during the summer we're gonna impose this. I think the rollout could have been a little bit better with what was happening. But I also feel like transparency is important, right? Because especially when someone sees how they see a small glimpse of how real estate lives are living, like selling Sunset, $1 million. Then they're like, this guy just opened the door. He made $300,000, right? And so some have very short memory. They just see that and they think you guys are making a boatload of money, not knowing how much you pour into that community.
Right.
With the school affairs, with the picnics, with police and firemen, like the things that you guys do to drive up that community.
Right.
And I think now more than ever, because that information is out there, someone can Google you guys and see what you do behind the scenes of real estate. Because someone giving you a listing doesn't come like, oh, my name is Mike and Ryan. We're property brothers. We're just going to take, property brothers-in-law. We're just going to take your listing. We're going to do what we do. It doesn't work that way. Someone is actually doing extensive research. So I feel strongly today with the transparency, it gives someone credibility like you guys to say, okay, you know what? This is what we do. And if you need to know more about it, here are these platforms. And then take it from there. That's why I again, I see you're not cool with it a little bit, but I understand why, because for first time home buyers, it can be discouraging, right? Because if they can't afford that part of the purchase, where is that person going to come with that money to move into that home, right? So that can be a challenge for certain communities.
Absolutely.
That when it comes to first time buyers. So I think that is going to have some challenges, but I also do feel when these layers are fulfilled, it will get better.
You want to throw in something?
No, you finish your thought. And then
Finish your thought.
No, I was going to say, I totally agree with that. And that is one of the downsides, is it now puts the buyers in a tougher position to figure out how they're going to pay.
Right.
But I guess because we're always transparent, and I know that there's bad everything, like there's shitty people in all different positions. That I remember before all this happened, where they were doing that to people where like the buyer didn't even know they were paying the agent's commission and what they were getting with the seller.
Right.
So that kind of stuff. But to me, that was like, I saw that one time in 10 years. I thought most people it was really cut and dry. Like, the buyer goes, how are you getting paid? Oh, the seller's paying it from the proceeds of the sale. Okay, cool. And the seller goes, yeah, you're splitting it with them. We would always tell them that we were splitting it. So I guess because we didn't operate
because your business your business wasn't shiesty. You guys were
so that's I think everybody does
exactly.
But I get your point.
It was it's that few bad apple.
Yeah,
that decide
exactly.
They want to make a little bit more, and call it bait. I don't. Whatever you want to call it, it was unfortunate for those who got hurt by it.
It was.
But how you guys funnel your businesses, you guys do not do that. So at the end of the day, you guys are like, yo, I never did that. Like, I never sold bad loans. I don't sell balloon loans to somebody subprime. I didn't do that.
And I know, listen, this is we have to adapt. The industry's always changing, and if you don't adapt, you're not gonna do well. So it is what it is, and we're working with it. I remember saying to Ryan though, like, there's just big changes coming. I'm seeing all these videos, and he's like, just keep working. And I'm like, oh, no, of course, but it's coming. It's coming soon. But I think that, so of course we're adapting to it. It's more though that you get to show the value you provide for your clients, because I know I can say with confidence that Ryan and I and our team, we go above and beyond for our clients. We do a lot more than, not than most people, but I know that we give it our all for, especially our for both sides, for our selling clients and our buyers. But I think it's a way to kind of show what we do and how we assist home buyers and the value we bring to the transaction. And I guess it's just another way to kind of document, where this money is going and who it's coming from.
Right.
So I don't see a problem with it. The only issue I have experienced is when it's used as a negotiation tactic, which is fine, but it's kind of like, well, we don't know if if the seller is going to provide buyer compensation, buyer broker compensation. Maybe he will, or maybe she will, or maybe they won't. And it's like, well, then it's tough, because now you have to speak to your buyer and say they may or may not. It may come from you. We may have to do a seller concession type loan or whatever. So I feel like it's just a little. We're still getting our feet on the ground with it, but I think ultimately we'll adapt and it'll be fine.
Yeah, I think so too. I think at the end of the day, look, it's what it is. It's just the way they rolled it out was a little messy. Mm-hmm. It was rushed. but I don't know for what agenda they were trying to accomplish, but they did it, and now we're here. I think as we have continued to evolve with how we go about it, we'll continue to see the growth in it. I think not the growth in it. We'll see the change. I mean, the change is happening. We'll see how we adapt within it and then make sense about it. Because at the end of the day, I mean, people come to us because they need shelter.
Right.
Right. And that's what we can provide, right?
Yeah,
It's giving
sure.
that. So on a lighter note, right? This serious shit. Is
Yeah, I know. I'm like-
hey, Jimmy just asked about the
No, I like
Nara
hearing-
changes.
I like hearing what you
the hell's
thought
wrong with
about
him? You didn't tell me this was going to happen.
No,
I like
no,
to see, I like
It's
to hear
important.
the positive
Yeah.
from it, which I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
I just-
look, it's out there, and this is what's so important about what we're doing here. We're talking about it, and you guys didn't have no questions given to you to talk about what we're talking about today.
No, I like that.
We were just like, let's.
Then you're getting an honest
right. You're
response.
getting an
Yeah.
honest response of what's happening, and we can all move on and see at the end. We want to service our clients, so let's just talk about it. Let's make sense. On a fun note, what do you guys like to eat?
Ooh.
Question.
Lot
We
of
ask
steak.
each other that every day.
Every time.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Steak, big steak, burger,
Okay.
meat. I tried to go vegan once, didn't end well. I'm trying to put on muscle mass, like build, like I just felt lethargic a lot. So now heavy steak and
Heavy steak,
eggs
okay.
and bacon and all that shit.
Do you have a favorite restaurant in New Jersey?
There's actually give him a shout out. This place in Sparta,
Okay.
Burger and
I'm not sure, but I
butchering
know they
the
have
name.
quality ingredients.
yeah, all this
Okay.
stuff
It's in
because
Sparta.
we're crazy about what we eat now.
Okay.
With no soybean oil, and I'm a water snob.
Okay.
You know, fluoride in the water, it's messing with the pineal gland.
Oh wow.
I'll get into it if you really want to get into it.
No. No.
So we found this place that cooks with like what is it? Kind of
Beef tallow. They fry their
tallow, oil, and
the
stuff. It's
grass-fed
good.
burgers
It's
and
supposed to
stuff.
be good for you.
So you go all the way up to Sparta for this?
We used to live in Lake Apacon.
Okay, that's 80, right?
Yeah, 80 West to
80
15.
West, 80 50. Okay.
So we were out there. So that's how we tried it.
Okay. Cool. What is your favorite restaurant in New Jersey?
I should have probably thought about this while he was speaking because I'm
But
also
you couldn't
I'm
believe
a
I
little bit
brought
of
up fluoride.
no.
Well, you're from the Toda area, so you had like a
Yeah.
lot of diverse foods, right?
Yeah, absolutely. There's oh man, there's this place Lunello's in Little Falls that's really good, or I guess Cedar Grove. But I'm on the same kind of train as Ryan. I love steak and burgers and flirting with a little keto diet right now. So I'm about to faint on the table, but no, but I like all that stuff. I feel
Okay.
like I can't. I'm drawing a blank on restaurants. There's so many I feel in our area that it's tough to
Shout out
pinpoint just
Reza.
one.
I mean, Stella.
Jeez, Stella's is awesome. Yeah, that's
They're
in
gonna
Roseland.
come after you guys, man. You guys see all this. I don't know. You're like, oh, shout out Stella. There he
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
Yeah. So I used to live in West Orange.
Okay.
So I'm very
Oh.
familiar with Roseland.
Isn't there a pizza? What is it? The Reservoir? Is
In West Orange, I think.
that's a good pizza spot?
I don't know that.
It's in one of the oranges.
Okay.
Not West Orange. Where are we
Maybe
saying?
South.
So with the it's in Orange. I know what you guys are talking
Orange,
about.
yes.
You get it's
Like a thin pie?
it's a thin pie
Yeah,
pizza.
yeah.
I forgot. Oh my god, I'm gonna forget the name.
Star
but
Tavern?
Star Tavern.
Yeah,
Star
that's
Tavern,
another one. Yes.
So it's
Yes.
like
Very
it's
good.
right there because you have West Orange right there. You have Orange and you have Bloomfield and then Montclair's right there.
Yes.
So it's right on the corner. So I used to go there a lot of times. I used to get like pizza and beer.
Yeah.
It was like
Good
yeah.
spot.
So Star Taverns. Yeah. It's a. I like it. I haven't been there in a
stuff.
while, but when I was down there, that was like our go-to family spot. You
Yeah.
can eat for like $30.
Yeah,
Are
that's
you still
great.
in West Orange or no?
No, I'm not in West Orange
Oh,
right
you-
now. I'm in Union County, so I'm in the New
Oh, nice.
Providence area, New Providence,
Oh,
Shore
nice.
Hills area. So it's
Yeah.
it's cool, a little different, you know. I didn't know I was gonna be out there with. I had to go downtown to go get milk, like because I'm from New York, right?
Oh,
I'm from
okay.
Brooklyn specifically. And I'm like, wow, I have to go into town to go get groceries. Like, this is some shit.
Oh, that you
Yeah.
can't just go walk.
No,
and,
no.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
and we're in West Orange, like we had stores over Eagle Rock. So you
Okay.
would have to go into town to go get groceries and
Yep,
so on and so
I
forth.
know what you're saying.
And then plus where I was located, I was near the ShopRite right there. So
Okay.
everything was convenient for me. But when I moved over to Union County, I'm like, wow, this is crazy. It gets dark out here real quick. Like,
We're right by Wegmans, and
Okay.
that's a good spot.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah. It
For
was
food shopping. I don't know why I'm bringing up a supermarket, but I just figured I would say
because you
that.
guys are healthy eaters, right? It's, I mean,
Yeah.
you do what you do and you have fun with it, and you know, and you eat healthy at the same time, right? That's a
Yeah.
good thing.
I've actually just it's funny because I was always a healthy guy, but And I feel like when we got together and started working together, we kind of started like molding into the same person, where now I look at my life of like what I'm doing every day, and it's like I'm eating the way Ryan eats. I work out and do like weird challenges like he does. I'm doing Brazilian jiu-jitsu like him.
Brazilian jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, like we kind of just like
Interesting.
morphed into one another. I don't know what he's copying off of me per se, but I feel like I've totally adapted to his
I
lifestyle.
took the acting skills.
yeah,
Learned
yeah.
all the acting and
Yeah, I taught him everything he knows about
how
comedy.
to be how to be a professional and not an animal.
So, with that said, how do you? I need to know this. How are you guys with listing presentations? Right?
Uneventful. No.
Well, the thing that's great about like what we do is that we kind of kept it like the Property Brothers-in-Law is like a parody account. It's
Right.
purely comedy. We don't put our listings. It's like we kind of created two characters.
Correct.
I don't know if you, because
Yeah.
we also have our separate pages, and when we sit with clients, like we're ourselves, of course, but we also have a job to do, and
Right.
this is a big transaction and it's serious. So we obviously know what we're doing. This was kind of like a creative outlet that just got more and more exciting, and a lot of agents were able to kind of interact with it because it, like any other profession, I know that there's pages that reflect like
Right.
when I was a teacher, actually, I mean, I would talk to my fellow teachers. We would make fun of all different things. And like, I was like, we should make a page about teaching, but it just was like, you're a public figure. It's a
Right,
different
right.
kind of industry.
When you guys are showing off your skill set at listing presentations, you
Yeah.
show what someone's house is going to be, what it looks like, what are some of the things that they're going to see provided by the skills that you both provide, right? So I'm sure, you're like, Property Brothers, all right, have a good time right here. But no, this is our business.
Yeah, when we get into it.
Because it's a family business, like you said.
course.
Mother,
100%.
wife, sister, you. So like, you're not effing that up. Like,
No.
yeah, and your name is so important today.
Yeah.
You just, they know what they're getting when they speak to you guys. So,
Well, that's a good point because we always tell people like every agent, we just generalize, but can do the same thing in terms of like put your property online, market it.
right.
So you really have to like the people that you're dealing with because you're going to be dealing with us for 45 days, 30 days, 60 days, whatever. So we go in and build rapport with them first and just tour the house. And then we go back and we say, all right, we're going to put together comps for you, go through the data and all the boring stuff about it, but let them know why we think we should go here. And then we walk them through from start to finish, things they should fix. We do all the serious stuff
Right.
that we know how to do. But I think the most important thing is just getting them to like you and want to work with you.
Right. Build that trust. It's important, right? Because this is an expensive asset.
Sure.
Yeah.
And you have to let them know why you guys are so important in helping them throughout this journey, right? Because it gets complicated sometimes. Hiccups do happen. Not your fault. And you're always learning as you go through these transactions because each transaction is different, right?
Right.
So I'm pretty sure you guys are having these conversations like, hey, this is how we got to do it. This is how we have to manage our expectations. You're going to see certain things. And obviously you have a number in your mind, but it may or may not work, right? So it's kind of cool like to see
Yeah.
how you guys put it together. I would love to see, you should do a skit on a real presentation.
Well, we
Is that like-
we
right?
do walk around the house and we'll say like, oh, imagine something like, and we laugh
Yeah.
about it. Sometimes if the person's same kind of humor, they'll laugh too. Otherwise,
Yeah.
we'll just be like, okay, here's the next room. We're like, oh, all right.
I can only imagine. So with with real estate, last year was different from this year. How do you see where we at today versus last year? What do you see happening? How do you see the market moving as it comes to purchases and selling?
It's funny because I'm seeing a lot more houses come on the market and sit on market a little bit longer, but then in certain towns, we're still getting intense bidding wars. I actually just submitted an offer on a house last night, and the agent told us they had 20 offers over, 100,000 above the list price. And so there's definitely a lot of competition, but as you know, rates are coming down, and I think that's going to bring a lot more buyers into the market. We need more inventory, but it's a healthy market. Things are moving. People are excited to buy. and we'll see what the remainder of 24 brings. But we're ready to roll.
Yeah, I would tell anybody today who's looking at a house, specifically today, we're in the month of September. The Fed is speaking this week regarding what's going to go on rates. You know, some are taking bets. He's going a quarter or 50 basis points. I think given where he's at and what he's been doing, I think he's going to be a little conservative, just give a quarter basis point. But to my point, we have an election. We're not going to talk about the election, but when it's election season, usually
We'll talk about it.
Yeah, I was gonna go. Damn, why not?
yeah, that person. No, that person. No cats
I
and
got
dogs.
you, I got you.
But my point is, rates are it's projected to continue to come down, right? Because my opinion, they expanded the rate too much, right? They raised it too quickly.
Okay.
Where some of us could not adapt as quickly enough when it came to borrowing and selling. So that became an issue. So I do think rates are going to continue to come down. As drastic as some would like to see it, not yet, but it's going to continue to come down to 2025, where we're going to see, I can make the case that we're going to be in the fives.
Okay.
I can see
Yeah,
that being
you
in
think
the
by
fives.
2025?
Absolutely. We're going to be in the
Ooh,
fives.
that's good to know.
Yeah. So my point is, if I'm talking to clients now, we have conversations with them, let them know, look, if you see a house, just know that we do have options available, like with temporary buy down, right? You buy down the rate, given that the sales concession, where you're not paying that rate today, we're paying the less of the rate.
Right.
And when the time is ready, you can refinance and
Right.
get into that rate that you want it to be in. So because of what's going on with the market, and given the fact too that we've seen, the job market has shifted a little bit, right? No one is really talking about that, right?
Yeah.
And so reason being the rates are coming down because the unemployment numbers are a little high. So people can be selling for many different reasons, right? Because one, they were living above their means. Two, divorce. Three, someone passed away. So if clients today, potential buyers see what's happening, you see a house, I think this is a good time to purchase the home just because you're going into a situation where rates are actually coming down. So this is the benefit of you. I mean, yes, you get sticker shock like anything else, right? You see something like, oh, hell no, this guy got 2%. Look, it's not going to happen. Not right now anyway, right?
Right.
I mean, what, the 2 to 3%, that was a pandemic. That does not happen every year.
Right.
So we need to get off of that, understand that anything between 4 and 6%, it's not a bad thing. It's just a question about hoping that you guys help them get the house
Right.
at a good price so they can refinance later and get themselves in a better situation. So I'm
Yeah.
excited for that.
That's a good point. And then to your point, by the time it is the fives, the sale price is going to
Yeah,
rise.
it's gonna- yeah.
So you might as well nab the price now and then refi when it comes down.
Especially, you guys know, like, we have the World Cup is coming here.
Oh,
Oh,
I
yeah.
had no idea.
You gotta bring Luka.
Yeah, it's gonna
Really?
be crazy. Yeah.
Where? Where is it? I have
It's gonna be at
zero
MetLife.
idea.
MetLife, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So that's gonna be happening. You're gonna see a lot of people moving around. You're gonna start to see towns too talk about their ordinance.
Totally
like,
oblivious to
you
most
don't,
things.
So you don't go to Yahoo.
No.
Clearly.
I'm in my own world
Hey.
most of the time.
This is why you're successful at what you're doing, right? You focus solely on real estate, right?
At least happy, I would say.
Yeah.
I'm not letting anything.
Nah, not even bother this tunnel that you got going on, right? But yeah, so the World Cup is coming here, so that's why they started fixing up 17 and 3 and 20.
Right.
Because all this stuff is happening. So
Okay.
you're gonna see a lot of changes, and we just got the budget to expand New Jersey Transit. So and we live in a saturated area, so you're gonna start to see new things happening. So
Yeah.
this is a good time if someone's trying to get into a home. Like, ladies and gentlemen, like, talk
Buy
to these
now.
guys.
No,
These
for
guys can help
sure.
you get this house.
The best
right?
time to buy a house was yesterday.
Yeah.
Next best time is today.
Yeah, it's funny because my two purchases came in fall and winter. But I can never I can never compete in the springtime. I was like, yo, I submit my offer, like, what? Like, go back. Like, it's not gonna happen. Like, your offer's not accepted. In my mind, I like, who's printing this money in someone's backyard? Like, where are these people getting this money
cash
from?
buyers.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Crazy, right? And I'm like, okay. I was so I was unfortunate to find what I was looking for during the spring. So anytime I found my houses, it was between fall and winter, just because there wasn't that many people in the market.
Yeah,
and I
that's
was
true.
able to get a deal, and this helped me out today.
I always say end of August is such a prime. There's always like a lull. A lot of people are checked out for the end of summer, and it's a prime time.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Sure.
Yeah.
So last question: how do you guys come up with these concepts with some of the things you do with your reels? Is it just like you see it and you're like, I'm gonna clone this, or do you like,
Sometimes,
Okay.
Sometimes it like we find something on Instagram and then we make it a real estate theme. But a lot of the stuff that we've filmed, we've actually experienced on the job,
Right.
where something happened with, taking a buyer out and seeing something in a house, or being with a seller and an awkward conversation happens. So a lot of it is true life. But the main thing about our page is that it's all relatable. We always get messages and comments from other
sure.
agents that are like, "Oh my God, you guys kill it! You're hitting it on the head every time. Like, this is so true. Nobody realizes it." So, but some of them flop and others are hits. But we just keep churning them out.
Guys, thank you so much for coming on and Let's Talk About It. I really appreciate it. I know the summer was busy for you guys, and I finally got you here, and I appreciate the time that you took to come on my podcast, YouTube, and I can't wait to do some more.
Yeah,
No,
Jimmy,
thank
we
you
can't
for
wait
having
to
us.
do a deal together too.
Yeah,
We have
I'm
to work
excited.
on
I'm
that.
excited. Yeah, and shout out to Jason Salowski because he's the one.
Yeah,
that's
he's
like, make sure you speak to Mike and Ryan. These are good guys. So
Nice, man. Thank you.
Thank
all
you.
right, and
Appreciate you
where
having
can we
us.
find you online, right? Because that's important because people are gonna find you.
Yeah.
Yeah. On Instagram, we're at property_brothers_in_law.
Okay.
We get a bunch of bots that copy us, but
Or if they go to your personal or mine, it'll be tagged in there.
yeah.
So I'm at the Positive Realtor.
Okay.
And I'm just at Michael_Redden.
Okay. Again, thank you guys. Again, guys, thank you so much. Please like, subscribe, YouTube, wherever you can find your streaming platform. Let's Talk About It by Jimmy Mortgage. I'm so excited for you guys to tune in. Thank you guys again.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Jerry.
All right, cool. That was cool. So yeah, I finished it.